Oh! Ah! Teddy, where are you? Why didn't you... Oh. Oh. You're not Teddy. It's always the bones! Teddy? Oh no. Maybe he went on ahead. Hello?
Isn't it dangerous allowing this filthy discharge to collect so close to the core?
We can use the flow to drive the turbines. There will always be a torrent of excreta flooding through these tunnels. We can use this to supplement the steam production and ensure constancy.
Dear God, the stench! This fecal matter is the true product of the age.
Isn't it, though? What's in this direction? My mysterious friend is correct. The sewers are indeed flooded. To descend further, I will have to find the local sluice pumps and drop the water levels. The smell is almost unbearable. It makes me gag. Why would the saboteur have flooded the tunnels, though? What did he hope to achieve? Naturally, once bled, the product must be scalded, dehaired, and scraped ready for gambling and evisceration. For this, we pass them through the steam reservoir, which is kept at a constant temperature by passing excess high-pressure venting from the engines via the boiler and series of large copper pipes into a stone chamber just below the workhouse. At the center of the machine, there is a component that must be kept at a consistently low temperature, which controls operations of the processing of product through the system. Alongside this, refrigeration is of the utmost importance in retaining product quality, and this also requires heat to be removed from certain areas of the machine. Two problems are therefore combined into a single solution: the removal of heat from some areas and the requirement for increased heat in others. Conducting panels draw heat using the principles of convection, regulated by the boiler and sending freezing air along one of the set of pipes in one direction, and some stuff. Always the booms. Alright. Gobbledy jargon. No. No! There better be a pig crawling around in the water, and not... Ugh. Quit your snuffling, swine. What's the point of it? Oh, I didn't see this other way. This is never gonna come out. Let me guess. Oops. All the worst things that could... Fuck you! Several of the older forms had reached their containment areas and escaped into the sewers. They remind me of my limitations. There is no Kelm, and I'm no Eliyahu. At least not quite yet. It is the heat generated from keeping the doorway between open that is to blame. You cannot simply pack them about with coolant as we do at the center, where the doorway is. The later versions are kept safe by the freezing temperature of those towers. Up here, where the air is hot and fetid, they become overheated. Their duality tears them asunder, as the other place flies from their cells as their vitae splinters. They live sporadically, turn from one world to the other, and back again in violent, unpredictable bursts. For a few seconds they are creatures of this world, then they are torn away and cease to have physical form. This vicious ripping back and forth between the worlds has driven them quite insane. I have ordered the infected area sealed, and will not allow my workers to enter. These are damned places now, the abode of failed experiments, ghosts of fear and spite. Alrighty. What, you're not gonna call me? You're not gonna call me? What a punk. Yeah.
Faster, Madness. Drain the waters. Open the way to the bilge pumps. We are waiting for you.
Yeah, you're my best friend too. Oh, this wasn't open before. Was it? Wait, wasn't there another way to go over here? Oh, I'm not allowed to go that way. Alrighty. Okay, alright. Pig, 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 pig. People just leaving their trash lying about. Makes me sick. That's nasty. That's nasty. I have choice words for those. Why is it always the sewers? Why are the sewers always... Wait. Is this back where I started? Okay, I just went in a big circle. Alrighty. That makes things a little bit simpler. Hell. Go to hell. Interesting place for a gramophone.
But we can save them. We can set them free. We can replace a rotten old world with a clean new one.
Mr. Earnest, you sound every bit the fanatic.
Well, how can I be otherwise, Professor? How can any man of ethics simply stand by and watch this world drown in its own excrement?
And your engineer, this visionary with whom you have embarked upon this course, does he share your views?
Indeed he does. Indeed he does. The poor fellow has seen it all before.
Oops.
Now, this is not the first great civilization he has wept for.
And so you set about things immediately upon your return.
Naturally. These things cannot be left to rot upon the tree. And sponsors were remarkably easy to find. I tell you, Professor, a trail of greed brings rich men to your door like pigs to truffles.
Truffles! I'm hesitant to go down this hallway. He seems to be moving rather quickly. Should I follow him, or should I go the smart way? Okay, never mind. The smart way it is. I always like the smart way. Hidden paper! See, if this was the Dark Descent, you could just chuck that box across the room. And I said, look, my darlings, can you see it? And they said, yes, Daddy, yes, we see it. A tall, withered cap of a steel-sided pyramid, like those of Egypt, stone falling away from the summit, vines crawling about, intertwining the stucco serpents that thrive about the steps. A palpable sense of stillness, a weight of forgotten, and this here is where the king sat, and where the priests live, this house of the dead. And here, where the sun strikes, this is where they threw the hearts that were not consumed. No, my darlings, they most certainly were not savages. You see, they believed that the sky could fall on their heads, and they truly, truly believed that offering blood was the only way of stopping this from happening. Perhaps, my darling, perhaps they were mistaken altogether. Or perhaps their tragedy was they could simply not spill blood enough to prevent the sky from falling upon them. That makes sense to me. Wah wah! Alright, there's no telephone in here. Multi-bread, guys! Okay, good. That's done it! Now I can enter the strange decontamination chamber once again and move onwards. The waters are pushed back, making the way to the bilge clear, where I can divert the remainder of this filthy torrent back into the Thames where it belongs, and clear the path to the center of this machine. This doesn't belong in the Thames. It's nasty. It's nasty. Shut up. Shut up. I don't even care. No. No. God. Can't.
That's it, Papa. You're so near now.
Leave me alone, kid. I've had a rough day. Well, I thought I knew this thing worked. Cha-chung, cha-chung. Alright. Ah, yes. There's far too many switches and levers to... La 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 la. I'm a genius. This looks the same as the other side, just with less nastiness. Turn that music off. Stay down there. Dear God, a whole nest of these foul creatures. No mind, my instincts have drawn me thus far, and I'm sure somewhere in this dank complex is another means of further descent. I will not see their faces as they go about their dark business, and yet I watch them sleep and eat and play, and they are so very human, so very childlike. And I will not think of what I have seen in the chairs and the cages, and I will not think of how such monsters may be sculpted. The electricians must have a fit. I'd rather not see what's in these cells. If that's alright with you all. Makes me just a little bit nervous. Excuse me, sir. Sir, if I may have a word. Do you have a name? Do you have Peter Francis Bacon? Two ways to go? Oh, that way doesn't look promising. That way does. Let's go the non-promising way first. Sir? Hello? Sorry to have bothered you. That's not how you use a bed. Silly thing. You know, in Dark Descent, it was very... In Dark Descent, it made you not see the monsters. I mean, you could just stand there and, like, look at them, but your insanity meter would go off, and they'd be trying to kill you. But in this game, it wants you to get a good look at what they are. Down we go. Hello? My favorite. Green pipes. Rumble, rumble. Ah! Mean anything? I don't know. Whew. That was fun. Can't go that way. Also, the Dark Descent was a little more unclear until later on about who Daniel actually was. In this one, it's... Wow, it's dark down here. In this one, it's pretty clear. Hey, Mandus, you're not an okay guy. You done some pretty not okay things. Quit that racket! The Dark Descent! I'm going deeper and darker down! That's a bright door. Oh, it's the next area. I'm at the place.